versus YEONHONG. This is going to be great. Match number 4, set 1.
Here we go, guys. Pre-ban's getting locked in right here. YEONHONG with the first pick here. I'm curious to see if there's a potential Oliver getting banned out by Docthurr so we can take it in the second round here, taking that unit away from YEONHONG. I love that strategy. I'm always a big fan when people do this, but it looks like Doc Robo is going to get the knife. And of course, Laura. This unit has been so good ever since it received its buff, and getting pre-banned right here.
Yeah, and that 120 base speed is something to really be afraid of as well. It's almost guaranteed to take turn 1. There's the Oliver first pick that we've seen, and the Jameer to follow up is so frequent because of that third skill that it can't get reset. Oh, light Puppet Master? Huh? Doctor might be just playing around.
100% playing with his opponent here. There's no way that'll get locked in here. I think that might need a bounce patch or two, in my opinion, to see the light of day. They both have it. That's too funny.
Oh, I got a laugh out of both of them, too. That was great. Yeah, again, the Jameer, a really cool follow-up to the Oliver, considering it's a speed lead itself, and also the third skill can't get reset.
Yep, definitely a big fan of the Jameer. I love the segment first pick here with Docthurr. Docthurr really demanding to take that turn 1. YEONHONG definitely turning things around here. He did lock in that 33 speed lead, but bringing in Amasha, bringing in the Pra, definitely saying he's not looking to take that turn 1 away.
He could potentially go for something like I like the Moor. I was thinking maybe Etna, but I'm less sure now that the Masha's in play. Let's see where Docthurr chooses to take this one. He's really thinking about this. Look at, he's being so precise. He's composed still, even while he's thinking, and he locks in the familiar Ganymede.
The familiar Ganny, the swift Ganny, might I add. I want to say he's expecting to see some off-wheel units here. And I mean, I'm looking at 2 off-wheel units right now. Fire Monkey King and Antares hitting the field. That's insane that he would drop those 2 units right there. Like, where's the Cassandra? Where's the Dak Cassandra coming out from Docthurr?
Where's
I
the
would love to see one of those. Come on, Light Ezio. We don't need to see it. I want to see the Fire Cassandra. I want to see the Dak Cassandra. Honestly, Fire Cassandra is going to drop either the Fire Monkey or the Antares. I would love to see that from him. He would take full advantage of his opponent right here. But it looks like he's going to play it safe. You know, maybe that's the better route in the tournament aspect to go. He's going to bring a booster to the table. Let's see it, man, because maybe that Antares just gets the knife right now.
It could, but he doesn't have a lot of turn takers, as it were. And so Masha ends up getting the ban, and Wusa gets the ban. Probably saw that coming from YEONHONG's side, but, you know, you also have the Praha to take care of it. Currently, I gotta say, I do like where YEONHONG's sitting.
I do like where YEONHONG's sitting as well, because he's got a lot of damage, he's got a lot of aggression that he can bring to the table. Right now, I don't think he has to reset those skills at all, but there's that first turn from Antares popping out. Attack buff, and the damage is a Despair Stun, bringing Jameer down to half. We need to see a full team strip with no Despair Stuns happening with this Moor here. Praha is reset, pummeling that damage, and of course, we've got that third skill from Ganny. Ganny getting that reset, getting full attack bar reduction here. We need to see defense breaks at the field one more time.
No glancing on that Antares could spell disaster for Docthurr if another proc of that passive is had here. Look at how much damage he put on that Jameer just from 2 hits of the skill 1. Imagine the 3.
I was actually expecting that attack break to go on top of the Antares, because right now we have a reset Praha. Praha's not a threat for a couple turns here. And of course, Ganny's going to be here to do that second skill. He can ventilate. He goes to spit that ventilate back onto Moore, so he has that second skill rocking and rolling in a minute here. And of course, Jameer does have his third skill available, which he's not going to be using again for another turn here. Curse the Beautiful can go out here. He can choose to reset. Maybe the Fire Monkey can avoid that second skill. Opting to go for the skills there on top of the Antares.
Yeah, wanted to make sure that he locked down that AoE. A nice proc from the Monkey is going to take down the Jameer, or rather, he just lets Antares take it because Antares has actually been behaving himself, Stoic. That was a natural turn.
That was a natural turn coming from Antares, so Docthurr actually getting a little bit lucky there. I do wish he had room for that reset on top of the Fire Monkey. Probably would have kept his Jameer safe, but I do think Docthurr is fine. Fire Monkey King's a dangerous unit, but there's a perfect unit on the other side of the field, and that is Moore to handle this Fire Monkey King.
Yeah, that's the hoop to jump through, is the Moore. You got to do something about it now, which is a little uncomfortable, but you got to do it while the Oliver's alive. But you really don't want to be focusing it now.
Yeah, he has to take out units right now. Ganny is defense broken. Ganny should get dropped here. He's got to put that third skill potentially into the Moor to remove that second skill. Does go for that, though. We've got a Curse of the Beautiful that should drop, hit the field here. Choosing to go with the third skill. Wants that reset on top of the Oliver, which is totally fine because there's a Violent proc, so that decision is definitely the right place to put that because that second skill, Curse of the Beautiful, coming out with probably a well-timed second skill coming from Moor to really take advantage of it because there's the Curse of the Beautiful and only seeing a heal block, which is a good negative effect to have on Fire Monkey.
Oh, it's way more valuable on the Fire Monkey than it is on the average unit because of the built-in heal on skill 2, and you'll see the unrecoverable pop up as he's denied that heal. Yeah, it's such an interesting path that was happening here. It's like he needed to focus the more while the Oliver was here, so he kind of had to dilute his damage a little bit, but he also needed to take down the Ganymede YEONHONG did. So some very good play from Docthurr. Let's see if this proc can heal up the monkey a little.
Well, so for Docthurr, I'll be honest with you, I was really hoping that Docthurr was aiming for the first skill to get the attack breaks on this Fire Monkey King, because Sekhmet might have been alive just a little bit longer, even though the Fire Monkey King has been proccing here. Those attack breaks, I think, are going to be way too important right now, because this Fire Monkey King able to Violent proc so well, it's coming in handy right now, because there's that defense break. If he had Violent proc, definitely would have been over for Docthurr, but he has to keep landing these attack breaks, or else things aren't going to bode well. And there you have it, man! YEONHONG able to finish off with a Fire Monkey King!
And if anybody could do it, it is the Meiho Wang. That unit is so crazy. What a great matchup. And against all odds, though, man, the Fire Monkey versus Moor, the breakdown is surprisingly close to 50-50. I think those units actually pair pretty decently against each other just because of that heal on skill 2 and how valuable a proc is for the monkey, more so than other units.
Yep, like I said, I think I really would have liked to see more skill ones with that Moor, getting those attack breaks on top of that Fire Monkey King. Fire Monkey King was proccing way too much, and he needed to nullify that kind of damage. If he had got those attack breaks, I think we would have seen Sekhmet able to get maybe one, but maybe even 2 turns if that attack break had stayed on top of that Fire Monkey King. He was opting for the damage, but he was not able to keep up with the damage with that second skill. Fire Monkey King healing himself up way too much right there. So honestly, he needed to keep pumping that first skill, keep that the attack break down on that unit. So maybe that was the decision maker right there. But you know, I'm not going to take anything away from Docthurr. I will say, how do you predict the Violent procs coming out of that Fire Monkey King? Because that's ultimately just what it comes down to.
Yeah, and I gotta give credit where credit is due as well. I actually really liked that he kept the Antares in because he didn't have so many units that were going to take multiple turns at a time. Of course, you'd get the opportunity to reset people's attack bar with Ganny, but you weren't necessarily proccing a ton. Whoa, a very targeted ban on the Dark Indra there.
That is wild. To see something like that is you know, I think Docthurr's done his homework. He is someone who does a lot of research on his opponents, and I think the Dark Indra definitely deserves to be in the pre-ban. It's an extremely toxic unit, reminiscent of like the days of Gurkha being insane. But it's going to get the pre-ban here, and of course we're going to see that Water Puppeteer Zabala getting the pre-ban as well. He doesn't want to see Docthurr taking that turn 1 now that he has Oliver as his first pick.
Oh, and we're seeing the Dark Robo that made an appearance in his most picked earlier. I like that we're seeing kind of the same draft setup as last time, just flip-flopped. So now that Jameer is on the other side is the response to the Oliver. How does he follow it up? With a Shizuka.
Yeah, Shizuka, I think, is a great draft here. Docthurr definitely turning things around when he brings in that Shizuka, opting to show that he's not fully committed to that turn 1, where YEONHONG right now is committed to that turn 1. He's got the 24 speed lead. Jameer comboed up with the Laura. You know, he can really pummel it back in and commit to this turn 1. Sekhmet says nothing but turn 1 right now, 100%.
Yeah, turn 1 only over here. I'd like to see a little bit more damage. Oh, there we go, a Lima.
Whoa! Definitely was surprised to see a Lima hit the field here. That's definitely something that he's bringing to protect. He's letting that Oliver through. That's all I'm seeing right now, is letting that Oliver through when you're dropping in a Lima. I love that the Juno was picked by Docthurr, because I feel like Juno would have been a great response for YEONHONG to drop in this 5th pick area. But Docthurr, you know what? I think Docthurr's comfortable with seeing his Oliver going through. He put that Ethna onto the field, and I think he's content, and he believes Oliver makes it.
Yeah, he wants to outspeed right now. We're getting the speed contest back again. And remember, the Lima is also inadvertently defending Docthur's side, considering Shizuka. If he's not banning the Shizuka or he's not going to reset it, then he's giving them access to invincibility. And that is a little bit scary. Granted, we haven't seen Sekhmet miss tonight.
I agree with these bans. I think this is great. I think the Juno is a good ban. When he laid down that triple revenge vert, because it is a triple revenge vert, now the Juno was gone as soon as it hit the field here. So Docthurr comfortable knowing he's getting his 33 speed lead. Obviously 33 speed lead paired up with an Ethna. You're taking turn one whether you like it or not. Sekhmet not able to get the turn one based off of the 24 speed lead that he had. Beautiful stun. He's controlling this match. Things are going Docthur's way right now, but we'll see what happens after Laura is able to pummel in some big damage. Those are some solid numbers with additional turns. Nice 2 stuns on top of the Shizuka and that Doc Robo.
That was a really great proc there, Stoic, able to lock down the enemy team ahead of time. Notably, those invincibilities are now inside the pool for Shizuka should she get an opportunity to use them. But here comes a potential increased cooldown time on her, actually.
That's right. I mean, I feel like this is kind of where YEONHONG definitely takes the lead here, because that's a lot of negative effects laying across that field for Docthurr. He's going to be losing that Ethna. He's going to be losing a lot of units right now, to be honest. It's just he needs to pick and choose, because this is definitely going to be it for Docthurr. He needs to think about what he needs to do going into the next match. Those procs don't even matter because he's just going to be killing everything anyways. He's going in, finishing off Oliver. Solid comeback there for YEONHONG. I did think Ethna was going to be setting the pace here, going up against that Sekhmet, but YEONHONG just totally flipped this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's exactly like you said there, Stoic. That was one of those procs that is just... You know, there's procs that can sometimes sway the game, and there's others that we just call expeditious procs. It's like the game is already going this way, and that one is definitely one that was just speeding it up a little bit for us. Very well played right there. I really liked the Lima interaction. The Jameer offering such solid damage too is great, because sometimes you look at these defense breaks and you're like, how am I going to use them? Jameer's the answer.
Yep, that's right. It was a great response there for honestly both players. I feel like things could have potentially went Docthur's way as well, but just not going to be happening there. So well done. That's a two victory match right now with YEONHONG shutting down who I would have thought is the favorite in my eyes with Docthurr. So in my opinion, I think Docthur's got to do something interesting. Like I said in that first match, man, I wanted to see the Cassandra. I think Cassandra shuts it down, to be honest. I'm surprised we didn't see that.
Instead of the, I agree with you actually, instead of the Antares, just because it's able to do something regardless of how the opponent's turns are taken. You know, you take RNG out of it. And then, speaking of which, I gotta say that Laura being on Violent at the start of this thing to lock down those 2 units off that proc was really good. It set the pace of the game for him, kind of turned the tables after the Etna got that really nice stun on the Sekhmet. It's, you know, things were going YEONHONG's way and the strategy came forward after that. So a couple really good games so far. Let's see how Docthurr pivots, because something I'm noticing while looking at his camera, Stoic, is that he's still really calm and collected even after all this.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's definitely someone who has a lot of experience on the SWC stage, so calm and collected is to no surprise when it comes to Docthurr. But I do think he's someone who has a plan. I want to know what he's got in store, because we've seen him in the past. He's always been really, really great in clutch. So we'll see what happens as we get into this match here, because he's got to make some sort of response here. You know, there's no way we see a Docthurr go 3-0, do we? Is it possible? No way. Up against Docthurr, that's crazy talk. But YEONHONG may just do it right now, because he's sitting at match point going into this potentially final game up against Docthurr, whose back is against the wall. Will we see this Dark Indra potentially, Stoic? I hope so. I would love to see the Dark Indra hit the field. A lot of response to the Dark Indra. Could be seeing Juno, Seimei, if anybody has a Seimei to bring up against one of those things. But those are going to be some great response if we do see a Dark Indra hit the field here. But YEONHONG's got first pick. Definitely expecting to see an Oliver take here. Take that unit away from Docthurr for sure. And then if trends are to be believed, if after following Oliver, I'd likely see the Jameer. Yep, there it is, Jameer. Then the Sekhmet. We're racing. We're still going for turn 1. We don't play Bruiser where we're going. It's turn 1 or hitting the road. Yeah, if it wasn't for that F92 getting into the pre-ban there, we would have seen it happening after this Jameer. I believe that's the F92. Jameir and segment there. We would have seen it after that, but YEONHONG definitely saying he's going to be taking turn 1, locking in a double speed lead in the form of more water Ryu, and he's got one other pick to bring to the table, and it's going to be a Masha, so reminiscence of that first match, I believe.
Yeah, and all of season 24. This looks like what was previously the Holy Trinity before Oliver Miles Raccoon.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I kind of want to see if Docthur's going to swap pace here. I know that's a lot of commitment right now to, 24 speed lead and then segment taking turn 1, and he does. He backs it up, changes pace here. We're going to see a Praha and a Shizuka hit the field there.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that we're not seeing something more, I'll use the word drastic, from Docthurr, because again, back up against the wall, and we're still picking very similar things to the last time. But some of these monsters are known to make miracles happen, and there's no super easy way to lock down these monsters. But here we go, YEONHONG picking the big guns.
Yep, there it is. I mean, it hits the field right now. We get the Lima, we get the Dak Indra. I couldn't even tell you what the name of this unit is, but it's going to be a problem. I believe it. And I really want to see this unit go through, even though it was in pre-ban last time. Do we see it go into this match here?
It may soak the ban purely based off of Docthur's facial expression when it was picked. Actually, he had a visceral reaction.
It's banned. That stinks, man. We all wanted to see this unit go through. That Dak Indra, the Devajira. No, I'm not even going to try anymore. The Dak Indra. It's something in like that world. And then that Gianna just says he's letting that Lima through for sure. And boom, there goes the Gianna, and there goes the Dak Indra.
Yeah. Honestly, like, that one was just even a face read. Like, it was still a great ban. You know, it was still a great ban. You could just tell that he didn't want to have to deal with that unit. Sekhmet getting turn 1. Is she going to land it? As she did, still 100%.
Yeah, Sekhmet's been really, really good for everybody in this tournament, man. It's been great. You know, we didn't get to see the Sekhmet like this and, out in the Americas, but this is a very good Sekhmet right now. And of course, Lima applying all those buffs. We get 2-turn immunity with invincibility, keeping YEONHONG's team very, very safe here. There's additional turns that I don't think he really wanted to see with this Oliver.
No, that's a pretty bad proc, all things considered. And he didn't even have skills up to protect the buffs to begin with. So it's kind of a tough spot to use the third skill, but you kind of gotta bait out that skill too eventually, right? There it is. We knew it was coming out.
Yep, 100%. There's that third skill happening here, looking to put, at least a couple people to sleep. He's not getting the Oliver, though, and that was definitely one of the units that he wanted to lock down. I do think he has to use his third skill to protect himself from the Oliver, opting to just go put in a little bit of damage here. Does he choose to use the second?
That was... And wake up the Lima would be... he's choosing to do it. It's a little greedy to not use the skill 3 to get the immunity with the Oliver coming up, because Oliver could very well reset the Shizuka because the Jameer moves ahead.
Yeah, so Jameer's got all skills. He can throw it up there. I think he almost has to do it. Does he choose to use it or not? I mean, that could be a lot of damage coming towards Lima. Could be a lot of damage. Finishing off that Lottery more. Definitely a great decision to take a unit if you can take a unit there. So great move there for Docthurr. Docthurr finally looking to respond and, potentially get a victory over here, putting YEONHONG down a unit right now.
Yeah, Docthur's got a nice hybrid of aggression right now. He's doing a good job of capitalizing on the defense break, not overcommitting, taking the kills where he can. Nice proc from Shizuka puts him further ahead, Stoic.
Yep, definitely. He's going to use that third skill, and he's going to get it all the way back on Shizuka again. And it's just that exactly what you had said with the Lima. Lima hits the field, but it's giving Docthurr a Lima in itself. With Shizuka, but even more, I think Shizuka's just so insane. It was such a great combination with the Jameir as well. We're going to see second skill can hit the field. The defense breaks are going to be really big. Opting to go with the third skill, even though he's got the invincibility across the field that he, in my opinion, didn't have to do that, but he goes for all things anyways. And I feel like Docthur's just sitting pretty right now with that Jameir-Shizuka combination.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like you said, he didn't even need to use that skill 3 at that point. It was It's his game to play with, though, right now. Docthurr knows he's got it, and I see a semblance of a smile creeping up in the middle of the gameplay for the first time, breaking the straight face that he's had for the last couple rounds.
Yep, and we're going into a game number 4 here, so still, it can be won when it comes to YEONHONG. YEONHONG can still take this match, but Docthurr looking to get another victory here. He wants to get that game number 4 and go into a game number 5. Docthurr still trying here, and I do think he's that guy, Evan. I think he's that guy.
If anybody could do it, it is him. And he shook it up. His back was up against the wall, and he changed pace, and he brought it back. He banned so well, and he used the Lima to great advantage, which is hilarious because the Lima was on the other side.
That's right. I mean, he's got it so safe. I feel like the Shizuka and Jemire are such a great combination to have. You're able to lock in just so much value when it comes to that, because Shizuka doing all things, and then Jemire making sure you have all those things once again. It's so good. It's so good to be able to protect yourself and be aggressive at the same time. It's just such an excellent combination.
Yeah, and you really felt the absence of strip on the side of YEONHONG that time. Towards the end, when everybody was immune, everybody was invincible, there were procs coming out of the Oliver, coming out of the Masha, but it was like, what do we do with these? There's we just can't put any damage out. We have no strip available on the side of YEONHONG. So let's see if Docthurr can keep the pace going into round 4 here. This is still just as dangerous as the last one, though, Stoic, because YEONHONG, if he wins this one, he moves forward, and again, we don't have a loser's bracket today.
That's right. That couldn't be more correct. So we've got that F20. Did I say F92 or F29? I can't even tell which one it is, but I'm going to say F29. F92?
We'll swap
Why do I feel like it's F29? Yeah, I'm going to go with F29.
Just throw out a letter and a number. People will know what you're saying.
It's the DAC Robo.
The F-150. No, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
No, but that's going to be available for Docthurr, something that he definitely likes to rely on. But what we're seeing is a double Valkyrie draft from Docthurr. Now, this is strange because this is not a direction that we had seen before in Docthurr, going with the Vanessa and Camilla. We're looking at a Dreams Joseph style play right now with these double Valkyries, and then YEONHONG opting not to go for a turn 1 play style either. We're seeing the Prow, we're seeing the Shizuka Jemire combination. We saw how toxic it was in that last match.
Yeah, now we're kind of swapping things up a little bit. YEONHONG taking the Shizuka. These guys are really trading the units back and forth, and it's fun seeing the Jemire pass back and forth between the teams too. Ends up bringing the Wind Robo and the Gianna.
The G39, is it G39? Oh my god, there's so many numbers out there. I'm going to say it's a G39 hitting the field here, the Wind Robo with the Gianna as well. He's still showing he has that turn 1 advantage. He's got double 33 speed lead. He can take that turn 1 with the Gianna. Gianna not looking like the ban anymore, because I do think you ban out that Gianna when you lay down. Is he letting that Gianna through? Lets the Gianna through because he's got the Shizuka. He's got the Josephine hit the fields. Wind Robo potentially looking like the ban. Or you know what? That Oliver. Oliver's gone.
There's so many valid options is what I'm hearing too. Yeah, I don't think YEONHONG would be doing anything wrong by banning out either the Oliver or the Wind Robo. Opts for the former rather than the latter, and Laura is the ban from Docthur's side. Let's see how this goes here. I think the Wind Robo and the Gianna are likely to take turn 1.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens, because Docthurr should be taking turn 1 with that G39.
It's a good thing Gianna's there, Stoic, because the Wind Robo just missed everything.
Absolutely duffs it. Opting not to go with that second skill defense break into the Jemire, because Jemire can just cleanse it up to get a lot of additional turns here popping out here. Camilla trying to pummel in that damage, and of course, bomb can be landed on top of all of those units, but he doesn't want to put that into the Shizuka wheelhouse, opting not to go for any bombs.
And that is such a funny thing to have to play around in this matchup. It's like normally it's habitual for Gianna players, bomb first, skill 3. The amount of patience you have to undo that learning so that way you don't put it in the Shizuka pool is actually admirable.
Actually, I think that's why he held on to that second skill and opted not to go for the defense break, but it looks like he did try to go for the freeze, and of course the 2-turn slow, which does land on top of that Pra, but Pra is the unit of focus right now. He doesn't even want to use that second skill for the bombs because he doesn't want to give it to that Shizuki either.
Docthurr truly having surgical precision here. He is being so deliberate in the way he carries this out. He doesn't want to give any bombs. Look at this. Like you said, Stoic, there's no defense break either, and there's also no bombs.
Yep, no bombs, no defense break. So Shizuka finally using that third skill, not getting all the value that unit could have, but you're going to see Docthurr starting to unload and, you know, put those units into the universe. Those skills into the universe. If he's able to, because Yeonhong's looking, not Yeonhong, I'm sorry, Gianna's looking really low right now. Looks like the unit of focus, keep in mind, we still have that Vanessa passive. There's nothing on the field of Yeonhong to reset.
This is starting to look a little tough here, Stoic, and we're getting a reaction from Docthurr as well. While it's not a lot of damage in a burst, it is sustained damage, and Yeonhong just keeps pushing it out.
That's right, he almost has to go with that second skill, hoping he gets the violent proc. If he gets a violent proc, that third skill is going to be huge. Does not get it off there. Gianna's going to be gone here. Docthurr not looking too good for him. Absolutely on the back foot. I just don't see him coming back from this. That Jemire-Shizuka combination is too toxic for him.
It is, and he knows that he's in a bad spot too. Every so often we're getting reactions from him, and he's normally been pretty straight-faced through this whole thing so far. Jameer working down the wind robo. We got two more Valkyrie sisters in between Yeonhong and his win right here, so he's moving through it. I think Docthurr is just hesitating to scoop at this point. Gives the thumbs up.
Yeah, gave that thumbs up. He knows this match is over. Is there a world that Camilla does this? Like, I just don't think in a 50 up, 50 down, even looking at all four of these units that Camilla's able to do it. Like, Camilla's going to bring sustain to help keep this Vanessa alive just a little bit longer, but it really isn't going to be enough here because the full assault's going out onto this Vanessa for sure. Damage needs to be put onto the prod, and damage needs to be put into this Josephine, but that's a lot to ask for right now.
Yeah, even in a perfect world, I mean, against all these crits from the Praha, against the guaranteed crit from the Josephine, so thus taking reduced damage and healing, I still think that this is a really tough ask for Camilla to solo this, so even in the best case scenario, I'm going to have to weigh heavily in Yeonhong's favor.
Yeah, it's crazy because I feel like you can't help but look at this and think that Docthurr really did not want to lose this match because there's just not a world that Camilla does it, and he was really hoping for it, man. I do feel bad for him, but a massive congratulations to Yeonhong taking out the giant Docthurr.
That is huge there, Stoic. Did a 3-1, Yeonhong taking the win. Such great sportsmanship. These guys know that they're both incredible players, and they just played some great games. Yeonhong did such a good job, and of course, it's